Today's Mass readings. July 17, 2020. Friday of the 15th week in Ordinary Time. First reading. A reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 38 verse 1 to 6, 21 to 22 and 7 to 8. When Hezekiah was mortally ill, the prophet Isaiah, son of Amoz, came and said to him, "Thus says the Lord, put your house in order, for you are about to die. You shall not recover." Then Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and prayed to the Lord, "O Lord, remember how faithfully and wholeheartedly I conducted myself in your presence, doing what was pleasing to you." And Hezekiah wept bitterly. Then the word of the Lord came to Isaiah, "Go, tell Hezekiah, thus says the Lord, the God of your father David, I have heard your prayer and seen your tears. I will heal you. In 3 days you shall go up to the Lord's temple. I will add 15 years to your life. I will rescue you and the city from the hand of the king of Assyria. I will be a shield to the city." Isaiah then ordered a poultice of figs to be taken and applied to the boil, that he might recover. Then Hezekiah asked, "What is the sign that I shall go up to the temple of the Lord?" Isaiah answered, "This will be the sign for you from the Lord, that he will do what he has promised. See, I will make the shadow cast by the sun on the stairway to the terrace of Iaz. Go back the 10 steps it has advanced." So the sun came back the 10 steps it had advanced. The word of the Lord. Responsorial Psalm. Isaiah chapter 38 verse 10 to 12 and 16. Let our response be, "You saved my life, O Lord. I shall not die." Once I said, "In the noontime of life I must depart. To the gates of the netherworld I shall be consigned for the rest of my years. You saved my life, O Lord. I shall not die." I said, "I shall see the Lord no more in the land of the living. No longer shall I behold my fellow men among those who dwell in the world. You saved my life, O Lord. I shall not die." My dwelling, like a shepherd's tent, is struck down and borne away from me. You have folded up my life, like a weaver who severs the last thread. You saved my life, O Lord. I shall not die. Those live whom the Lord protects. Yours is the life of my spirit. You have given me health and life. You saved my life, O Lord. I shall not die. Gospel reading. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Matthew chapter 12 verse 1 to 8. Jesus was going through a field of grain on the Sabbath. His disciples were hungry and began to pick the heads of grain and eat them. When the Pharisees saw this, they said to him, "See, your disciples are doing what is unlawful to do on the Sabbath." He said to them, "Have you not read what David did when he and his companions were hungry? How he went into the house of God and ate the bread of offering, which neither he nor his companions, but only the priests could lawfully eat? Or have you not read in the law that on the Sabbath, the priests serving in the temple violate the Sabbath, and are innocent? I say to you, something greater than the temple is here. If you knew what this meant, 'I desire mercy, not sacrifice,' you would not have condemned these innocent men. For the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath." The Gospel of the Lord. Before we proceed with the video, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Also, please hit the notification bell so you won't miss out when we release new videos. Feel free to share your comments, suggestions, and reflections at the comments section down below. Thank you and God bless. Now, let's proceed with the video. The reflection on today's Gospel. An exception to Sabbath prohibitions had in fact already been made by the rabbis, allowing people who were hungry to gather grain manually from the edge of cornfields, and the disciples, followers of an itinerant Jesus, might indeed have been hungry. There was another exception for the temple priests who, on the Sabbath, were obliged to bake the Sabbath Thanksgiving loaves. But now, Jesus says here, is something greater than the temple. The temple was the dwelling place of God with his people. Right now, however, it is Emmanuel, which means God with us, who walks the earth and its cornfields, who is someone greater, also, than King David himself. The Sabbath was modeled on God's rest day after the days of creation. It was meant more as a relief for people than as a set of religious exactions. God did not institute the Sabbath to add burdens to an already overburdened humanity. The Sabbath is a moment for God's people to pause and take time out to come to know better the God whose delight is to be with them.